I was called fat for the first time when I was 10 years old. I was not yet old enough to ride in the front seat of a car, and I was called too big for my age. I weighed a mere 80 pounds at the time, and it only got worse. By age 11, I started to diet. I started to send my body into a calorie deficit and do harm that I was not aware of. I would start to hurt myself to the point where I couldn't do the activities that other kids could do because I was too tired. At age 12, one of my classmates told me that I looked like Big Bertha from the Marvel comics. If you don't know who that is, you should look it up. I did on my first ever cell phone and was mortified by what I saw. At age 13, I would start to notice the cruel comments made about me, such as, well, at least she has a good personality. At age 14, when I was just entering into high school, I would look at the girls around me and on social media and think, why can't I just look like them? Why can't I have a flat stomach? And why can't I have thigh gaps? Why can't I be like them? At age 15, I would start to notice more cruel comments, like, do you really want to eat that much? And you can't wear that and you know why. Everything had changed by age 16. At age 16, I'd start to feel guilty for eating. I'd start to feel guilty for feeling full at the end of the night. This guilt built and built over time until I couldn't deal with it anymore, and I threw up. I threw up in the shower everything I'd eaten that day, and I would not go on to eat for another day. I told myself that this would be the first and only time that this would happen, that this would never happen again. This wasn't true. It would continue again and again for 7 months. My eating disorder lasted from July of 2020 to January of 2021. 7 months in which I did irreparable damage to my body and hurt myself. And the worst of it was that for the first 3 months of this, I was unaware I had a problem. I was unaware that I had a problem because I wasn't educated on it. Sure, in your first year of high school, you go into your one and only health course of the 4 years you will spend there, and you learn about eating disorders. This learning consists of writing down vocabulary definitions for 2 days of words like anorexia and bulimia, taking a test, then moving on. A student never learns about the harsh realities of eating disorders. They never learn about the effects. They never learn about how anorexia can cause anemia and how prolonged bulimia can increase extremely your chances of having esophageal cancer. But the worst part of it all is that you never learn about the causes. A student never learns about how on social media we're presented with filters and Photoshop of what a woman should look like. A student never learns about how the lack of control in a person's life can cause the only thing they can control being their food. A student never learns about how one cruel comment that they make on a bad day to someone about their weight can cause a spiral of events. It can cause a lifetime of problems. Education on eating disorders is lacking, and it is not enough with the mental repercussions that come with it. It is not enough when since March of 2020, there's been a 20% increase in the amount of eating disorders in adolescents. It is not enough when I see almost all of my friends at some point have suffered from an eating disorder. It is not enough, and not enough action is taken. Not enough action is taken on eating disorders, and that needs to change. Because no one should have to go through that. I urge you, notice the people you care about. Notice if someone that you know stops eating certain meals. Notice if your friend is losing weight at a rapid rate, but doesn't inherently look unhealthy. Notice if a comment that you made one day was unnecessarily cruel. Notice if someone's just moving food around on their plate and not actually eating it. Notice these things because at age 16, there was a young girl that no one noticed these things for. And 10 years ago, there was a young girl that out there inevitably started to hear cruel comments from people. Eating disorders are a problem that are not taken seriously enough in our education system and in the actions that we take to prevent them. They are not taken seriously enough, and we need to do more than teach vocabulary definitions to students about words like anorexia and bulimia. We need to open up conversation, and we need to do more and have more conversations about the implications of eating disorders, both in school and at home. We need to do more. It was not until very recently that I looked in the mirror, and I didn't see a stomach that was too big. I didn't see thighs that didn't have gaps between them. I saw myself, and that is all that mattered. Eating disorders are a problem that lasts a lifetime, and no one should have to undergo that. Thank you.